I just want to share a verse and then elaborate um, about it. A verse that was brought to my attention by a pastor, but I want to share my thoughts on it as well. Um, it comes from First Peter chapter 3, verse 4. But let your adorning be the hidden person of the heart, with the imperishable beauty of gentle and quiet spirit, which in God's sight is very precious. I've had this conversation with some of my youth members or maybe single adult members at my church here in Warren um, about how the dating game can be so shallow sometimes. Uh, even when we don't want to be or try not to be. And I'm a believer that attraction matters, physical attraction. That yeah, you have to be physically attracted to someone to want to marry them, love them, or be with them. Like I've said and shared in the past, that sometimes physical attraction can come from um, getting to know that person more, or realizing that their personality can lead into more physical attraction. Um, but yeah, we were kind of just talking about how it could be very shallow, though. Sometimes you know we give more attention to people who may be taller, thinner, um, have better teeth or better facial structure or whatever, um, or whatnot, and sometimes we may not like someone or see them as a potential spouse because they are too short, or they have acne, or they're not tall enough, or their teeth are not straight. And again, I don't want to downplay that physical attraction doesn't matter. I think it does matter, but um, even for myself, um, I don't know. When I read this verse, but let your adorning be the hidden person of the heart. I'm even having to remind myself that I want to look at the person's heart overall. And then hopefully, as I look into this person's heart, that the physical attraction may come. Because the worst thing to do is to pay attention only to the physical attraction. And that gets a lot of people into relationship troubles because they are really physically attracted to someone or each other, but really they're not compatible. But they enjoy the sex, they enjoy, the physical presence of the other person. And I was told one time, I actually asked a person, I was like, "Why do you think that? Why do you think that I'm single? Or what would help me to uh, find someone?" And at the time, I took it well, but I was told that if you lose weight, it would help you. Um, if you got skinnier, uh, it would be a great help for you to find someone who would be attracted to you. And I guess you can say I've been overweight uh, since high school. I know I'm 29 now. And at the time, I was like, yeah, that's true. maybe I should lose some weight. But at the same time, like I was probably like 80% agreeing, like, yeah, I do need to lose weight. But at the same time, 20% of me was like, man, but is that really the answer? Like, I just have to lose weight to get girls to be attracted to me and to find a spouse. Um, and if we can grow, I'm pretty sure I would have been told maybe grow a few more inches. But as I read First Peter chapter 3, in the beginning of the verse, Peter is telling wives that if your husband does not obey God's word, if they're not a believer, if you have a husband who doesn't believe in God, Peter actually says you have to conduct yourself. You have to live a life with respect and purity. And to hope that when you live a life of respect and purity, that not your words, but your actions would draw your unbelieving husband to God, to Jesus. And he compares it to how Jesus committed no sin, but he trusted himself and submitted himself to the Father because he trusted God. Uh, he trusted God while he went to the cross, and how wives likewise should trust God in all things, and how you should live your life in respectful and pure way, so it would speak to your husband's life, so they would come to know Jesus. And then that's when verse 3 comes in, and it says, or verse 4 and 3, yeah, it says, don't let it just be external, by braiding of the hair, putting on gold jewelry, or the clothing you wear, but let your adorning be the hidden person of the heart, with an imperishable beauty. And for health wise, I would say everyone should be healthy, and be healthy in the sense of, yeah, if you are overweight, try your best to lose weight and be skinny and be in shape health wise. But when it comes to relationship and finding a spouse and looking for a spouse, guys, we struggle with self-image as well. Not just girls, but guys, we may not show it as much, but deep inside, guys, we do say, "Oh, I'm not as tall as this guy. I'm not as, my hair is not as nice as this person, or I'm not as, in shape as this person or that person, that guy." But as I read First Peter chapter 3, verse 4, Peter's writing to the women, but I think it applies to all people that, um, even for me, applying it to myself, to not only look at a person for their beauty or lack of, and to see that beauty comes from the hiddenness of the person's heart. And like I said, I think attraction becomes stronger when the person's character and personality and conduct is so beautiful that you begin to be physically attracted to them. I think that's a stronger attraction than just, man, you're hot, I'm attracted to you. But to actually see someone's character and conduct and then be physically attracted to them because of that, I think holds way more weight than just, oh, you're hot and I like you and I want to be with you. And even here it says that God, it's precious in God's sight to see beauty come from the hiddenness of a person's heart. And so my prayer for myself and for people who are currently looking and searching for a person, because sometimes unconsciously we become very shallow, and even myself. I'm not saying just everyone else, but even myself. I have to, um, look at a woman as a person and not just as a body, um, and to know the person's heart, the hiddenness of their heart, meaning you have to get to know them. And hopefully, the Lord would help me to apply this in my search as well. That, you know, physical attraction matters, but it's definitely not the most important aspect of searching for a wife. And may my, if whenever I do meet my future wife, may I fall in love with her because um, I adorn the hidden person of her heart, and not just because she's hot or beautiful or have has good looking, but that I truly adore my wife in the future and whenever I do meet her, because you know her adorning, her beauty comes from her heart, and to God it's precious, and to God it's considered imperishable beauty when someone is gentle and quiet in spirit. And I don't think God means, or Peter and God, they mean that a woman just has to be quiet and can't speak, but someone who has entrusted himself to the Lord, someone who conducts himself well and has a good heart. So yeah, whatever happens in life, uh, hope in God, submit yourself to the Lord, and whether young or old and you're still searching, may we be reminded that physical attraction is not all that important, but it matters. Um, so again, my prayer is, may I find my wife and fall in love with her because I truly have known her heart, and her beauty came from her conduct and her respectful manner and the grace and the gentleness of her personality. And since it's precious in God's sight, and since God considers those things imperishable beauty, um, may my heart also begin to see beauty in that way. I think Proverbs 31 also says that beauty is fleeting. Um, even if you, in the worldly standard, even if you're a 9 or a 10, one day it's gonna go away anyways. And so uh, may attraction come from the heart and not mainly from just a physical appearance. And so um, if whoever is watching this, hopefully this would be an encouragement to you as well, to be more conscious of how you view women or even men, and to view them by their conduct, their respectful and pure conduct. View them by their heart, um, and view how God views attraction. And not purely on, is this person hot or not? Is this person skinny or fat, tall or short? Again, those things matter. Physical attraction matters, but may physical attraction grow more or be rooted in that this person has a great heart. And so